Welcome to Game 2 of Round 2 of the Elimination Bracket NA Star-Crossed Cup. Once again, it is Spark Trooper and Part-Time Ninja against Dusty and Honey Nuts. This time, Complex Stairs will be fighting as the allies. Same map as last game, Samosky Winter. And we will have double Soviets over here on the left side. And we will have... Oops. I wonder. We will have mixed axis over here on the right. Honey Nuts and Dusty. Honey Nuts representing Osthair, and Dusty playing as Oberkommando West. Supply half-track moving up, possibly thinking about putting his battle group headquarters in the same location as he did last round. Which I know Ciez and I co-cast that game. Weren't 100% sure we agreed with that placement, but it certainly didn't fail him then. Maybe it'll work out well now. Who knows? Looks like he's gonna do it based on his movement so far. We also have Volksgrenadiers start from him into a Kubel wagon, sending Stern Pioneers in hard for the fuel. Volksgrenadiers following up with the victory point first, getting the munitions. Oh no, munitions first. Kubel wagon on its way. Meanwhile, Honey Nuts grabbing the strategic point up here with his Pioneers, and then sending his initial Grenadier squads towards the middle, it looks like. Spark Trooper will be sending his conscripts straight over to the fuel. Meanwhile, backcabbing with Combat Engineers. More Combat Engineers actually coming out. And we do have a special rifle command from him. Meanwhile, Part-Time Ninja has gone with Maxims. 2 Maxims start. So we'll see if he's able to make that work against Dusty here. And the Stern Pioneers are just sort of sitting on the fuel to defend. He might even catch that Maxim. Nope. And he does make it into the building just as he's getting suppressed. Meanwhile, over here, conscripts are engaging these Pioneers. Kubel wagon scouting around, not really finding any targets. We do have Combat Engineers grabbing the munitions here. We also have supply half-track. Looks like he's thinking about setting up the supply half-track behind that house, although against double Soviets I think that's an extremely bad idea. Because this is so vulnerable to indirect fire right there. Of course it is dependent on what their opponents do. Oh wow. That scout car just went down. Looks like it got fousted by Honey Nuts. It's a little out of position. I didn't even know that it hit the field, so that did not have much of an impact before it got taken out.
Target that infantry! Target captured. No enemy contact. Ready for battle! Keep your heads down! Black security! They're trying to envelop us!
Kubel wagon taking quite a bit of damage in that engagement. Is going to be forced to reposition. Meanwhile, over here, Volksgrenadiers engaging these Combat Engineers at range. Probably gonna... I don't know. Not sure what'll win that. Volksgrenadiers, wow, 2 model losses there. I think the Combat Engineers are gonna win this actually. Unless he like throws a grenade or something. Meanwhile, we have Stern Pioneers getting forced out of the house by Maxims. They will need to retreat. Maxims will be taking control of the fuel, although these Volksgrenadiers on the flank are doing pretty respectable damage. More conscripts moving up, however. Push them away, and also this Maxim is rotated to suppress. Meanwhile, up here in the north, Honey Nuts Grenadiers are taking control of the fuel and cut off, munitions cut off, but his machine gun just got taken out by a nice push by that scout car. It was pretty much unsupported, no Grenadiers in the area to defend, unfortunately, and I think maybe Honey Nuts wasn't expecting a second one. He'd taken out the first one and thought maybe he was going to be safe. Had a little time to take some territory, leave his machine gun there in the middle, but he got punished pretty hard for that decision. Second machine gun here, laying some damage on squads in the area, but I think it's going to get forced back by this Maxim here in the house. There's nothing really in the area to support. And it looks like Dusty, he actually is drastically changing up his strategy. He's not putting his battle group headquarters in the same place because he's not even getting a battle group headquarters. He's getting a mechanized regiment. And up against heavy Soviet tier 2, Stuka is always a good call, but going Stuka first can be a big fuel investment. Leaves you kind of low on vehicles that you can actually use in the field. So we'll see what he chooses to do. Mortar hitting the field, so that'll help bridge the gap a little bit, provide decent indirect fire support. Kuba Wagon also moving up here towards the south. Ooh, nice demo charge. That's a very early demo charge. That might even be part-time ninjas, like first 90 munitions. Since his opponent is going with flamethrowers. I don't know. Oh jeez, what is he doing?
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Why hasn't he detonated that?
Shock troops awaiting deployment.
What was that? That was terrible. That inflicted no losses. Well, he probably shouldn't have detonated it that late. Huh, okay, well that was a waste. And now Dusty is kind of blobbing a little bit with a Sturm Officer over there. Kuba Wagon doing what it can. Meanwhile, Honeynuts, oh, he's gonna catch that. He's gonna catch that scout car. Oh, but the flame burst wipes the MG. Ouch. He does have those penal battalions relatively well spaced. He's probably going to be able to push away those grenadiers. What is that mortar doing? Mortar setting up, but it's not going to be nearly in time to actually do anything here. I think Honeynuts is going to get away with that. Or not Honeynuts, I think part-time. Smart Trooper is going to get away with that machine gun. That's going to be, I think, the second one that Honeynuts has lost. Although I don't see it anywhere. Oh, there it is. Yep. That is indeed the second machine gun that Honeynuts has handed over to his enemy. So that is bad. That is a very heavy loss. I think the Axis could really struggle to take territory now with those in Allied hands, as if Maxims weren't enough. Now I think going Stuka first really would be justified. Hopefully his mortar will do a little bit better, setting it up here behind Dusty's blob. Probably going to be able to force the machine gun out of the house. Volksgrenadiers doing what they can here in the center. We also have ER2G2 from Honeynuts trying to harass some stuff up here. The field gun, unfortunately, is nowhere nearby. It's actually over here. High explosive barrage going out on these Volksgrenadiers, though. Probably going to be forced to reposition. Shock troops also moving up. What is he doing? Finally. Jeez, I thought he was going to lose that squad. He's too busy microwaving his Kuba Wagon, apparently. Taking some heavy damage from those guards. Volksgrenadiers trying to maneuver around in heavy snow. They get a lucky Shrek tonight, but it's not enough. They're going to be forced to retreat. Field gun also trying to catch this SWS.
Soviets attacking!
What? Did you see that? The field gun just killed 2 vehicles in one shot. It just killed the Kuba Wagon and the SWS in the same shot. Oh no. Okay, wow. Dusty and Honeynuts off to a horrible start. I don't know if they're gonna be able to recover from this situation. 222 getting shot by PTRSs. Ooh, nice wipe on those combat engineers. Conscripts will be able to recover the PTRS. Run. Yes, there they go. 222 needs to get some repairs.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And yeah, the Allies have a pretty strong hold here on the middle. And Maxim getting forced to reposition by Folks Grenadiers and Stern Pioneers here in the south, so Dusty will be able to slow the clock. They do still have control of the munitions point, so that's something. Ooh, those Grenadiers are really low. Really need to get some sort of healing up in the base for those. But the bleed's just going to continue from these waves and waves of penal battalions and shock troops. Penal battalions, I think this might be one of the best maps for penal battalions because tons of the engagements are at medium range and these cover positions in buildings and stuff. This just makes them a great squad because they're so durable with 6 men and because of the flamethrower in particular, medium range engagement, they just really excel. Looks like Dusty did go Stuka first, and rather than fire it on an unknown target, he decided to just level those buildings. Didn't really get any kills, but his opponents will not be able to use that building as a defensive position anymore, and using any other buildings would probably be like suicide. So will be something to deny those buildings to the enemy. Meanwhile, these squads continuing to move around the south. Does have the Sturm Officer supporting those Folks Grenadiers, but I think that Maxim will get away. He also has some harassment happening over here. Maybe a little bit overextended though, considering the disadvantage of the red. I think he might want to stay a little keep his forces a little closer together, especially closer to Honeynut's forces. I think they would really benefit from working more as a team. But who knows? Demo charge right there. And he's not going to detonate it on this pile. Oh, this is in the fog. You probably can't even see it being, yeah, you probably couldn't even see that being diffused. And now it's gone. Meanwhile, we have a flank going. Well, not really much of a flank. He kind of just charged the machine gun head on, but it refused to fire because it was reloading, and then the front guy got killed a bunch of times. So much for that MG. Will get forced away by those Panzer Grenadiers and Grens, but his Panzer Grens are taking a lot of damage from his guards. He has to retreat those in turn. Meanwhile, here in the south, looks like Dusty's getting pushed away by shock troops. I think that his Minesweeper will survive, though. Sturm Officer also slowly retreating through the deep snow. And it looks like Dusty's harassment here actually went, pretty well. He didn't lose anything, so he wasn't necessarily super overextended, and he will get the resources coming in, at least briefly. And spreading out and harassing territory can actually be an effective tactic when you're down for units, since you may not be able to engage cost effectively. Oh geez, there's a T-34 on the field already, and that Stuka's pretty out of position. And Panzerschreck hit the rear armor, but I mean, that didn't do anything. And what is... looks like he's not going to go in. He definitely should have. There is nothing here to stop him. There is absolutely nothing here that could have stopped that T-34 from killing that Stuka. No Faust. I mean, I guess he doesn't know that there's no Faust. He's not going to psychically know that there's no Grenadiers defending. But it just so happens that if he had dived to that Stuka, it would be dead now, and his T-34 would have gotten away. That's kind of a shame. It's a missed opportunity. But I certainly don't blame him for playing safe. This is the elimination bracket, and he lost the last game, so probably not the game to be YOLOing a tank into the enemy base. Panzer Fusiliers charging this machine gun. T-34 moves back to support. Grenade going off, but not enough for the squad. T-34 doing really nice damage to those Fusiliers. I'm not sure if that squad's going to get away. One man remaining. There it goes. Stolen Maxim trying to retreat as well. That'll probably escape. Stolen Mortar here from Part-Time Ninjas, retaking some territory. We also have some mines going down. Another Maxim moving up towards the cutoff. Meanwhile, Dusty. Dusty has a separate blob moving up here towards the center. Relatively undefended. There's a field gun and a half-track, actually. Interesting. We've seen the M5 half-track, actually, quite a few times this tournament. It's fun to see it. I don't think it's necessarily performed terribly. Hasn't done anything all that impressive either, though. Puma getting some nice shots off on that T-34, even at range. Look at that. Very nice. And if he zones the T-34 that hard, then that's going to leave this half-track really vulnerable. I'm surprised Part-Time Ninja didn't back that off. He does have a conscripts oorahing in to try and get an AT grenade off. Meanwhile, here in the middle, Dusty's kind of being forced to micro a lot at once. He has to micro his infantry here in this fight in the middle. He also has to worry about this Puma. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a close engagement. Its engine is damaged. Oh, what's going to happen? I don't know. They're both backing off. They're both backing off, but the Puma's engine is damaged, and like, all those conscripts have to do is just walk up an AT grenade, and I'm pretty sure that Puma is gonna die. Meanwhile, here in the middle, it looks like Dusty lost that engagement as well. I think if he had brought his infantry to support his Puma, things might be going differently for him. But he's in a really sticky situation. Honey Nuts, on the other hand, fighting some conscripts up here in the north. Might actually wipe that squad. I'm not paying attention. Dusty's Stuka is also firing. Ooh, this could be good. Ooh. That was good. Wiping 2 team weapons, forcing a retreat from 2 squads. And a little bonus extra damage on the Katyusha as well. That was a very effective barrage.
The peg gun is ready for orders. MG!
But yeah, the Puma's dead.
Standing
So,
by.
such a shame. I don't know if he could really afford that loss. Grenadiers engaging the combat engineers here. Katyusha firing as well. Katyusha firing at really short range, which actually can be quite effective against breakthrough, because breakthrough tactics tends to result in giant blobs of infantry from the Panzer Fusiliers and of course the Volks and the Sturmoffizier, and just like tons of stuff. In fact, almost every game this tournament that somebody goes breakthrough tactics, you see a lot of resource float from the Overcommando player because of how cost-effective it can be if the enemy is not bombarding them really hard with indirect fire and like bleeding those squads. But in this particular game, Dusty's actually got the least float, struggling to keep up. That being said, he's actually got the most pop cap, so maybe he's just spending his resources the most efficiently. Who knows? Bit of a push from Honey Nuts up here in the north. The M5 is moving up to support. Unfortunately, they still don't have access to the fuel until this is captured, and I don't know if this force is going to be able to hold out against all of this suppression. The stolen MG42, the DPs in the house, the M5. This is way too much. And all that infantry is going to be forced away, and now that pack is like a little unsupported. If that half-track actually were to chase right now, could probably wipe that pack. Unfortunately, it did pull back, playing it safe. Stuka firing. Oh! Ooh. Another really nice barrage, almost wiping that squad. That's actually 21 kills now. 21 kills at 17 minutes on the Stukas. That's respectable. That's very nice. That will be vet 1, giving him the slightly reduced barrage cooldown. Volks Grenadiers also getting a nice chunk of it every time they hit an enemy tank. Panzer Fusilier is actually gonna lose this against those conscripts if he's not careful and he doesn't watch. Ooh, grenade! That was a nice grenade from those shock troops. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, look at that though. 2 packs from Honey Nuts with the save. Unfortunately, the Sturm Pioneer squad still got wiped by the T-34. It looks like those 2 packs just destroyed that half track. Oh, Katyusha firing! No. Needs to get clear. Taking heavy casualties. Oh, there goes 1 pack. The other one definitely made it out, though. And apparently those Panzer Fusiliers actually won this somehow. Maybe he threw a grenade. I guess. That must be what happened. Things quieting down a little bit. Spark Troopers just all over the map. Taking territory everywhere, but he needs to get those squads active and moving again.
Standing by. Use this shit right now. You get counted.
Is that incendiary artillery? Yeah, that was weird. That's not going to do anything. Strange. Honey Nuts Grenadiers moving down through the middle. Dusty retaking some territory here in the south, now pretty much undefended. The T-34 is way back for repairs. In fact, this Stuka Rush could probably like kill it if he were to get lucky, but I think he's aiming it here in this area again. Certainly been working very nicely for him. Wow. Lots of kills in that barrage. Dusty has been really on point with those Stuka barrages. I comment pretty much every game on how important it is to make sure you get the most out of that. And he's firing it frequently, and every single barrage is netting him like 7 kills, 8 kills. So that's good, and he's gonna need to keep that up to come back from this really like rough situation that they're in. He also kind of needed to not lose that Puma. But that's not much he can do about that now. Oh geez, I don't know if I agree with that truck placement. That's super aggressive. I don't think that they're gonna adequately be able to defend that position. Grenade going off on those Panzer Grenadiers. Oh jeez. Good thing he retreated. And Tiger getting called in actually by Honey Nuts. So that's a 20-minute Tiger. That's pretty early. That's earlier than I was ready for. So he's definitely spamming call-ins this game. He has no interest in teching to non-doctrinal units. He's just spamming call-ins all day. And it's no wonder that they're struggling against Soviet medium armor when they have no medium armor of their own, spending all the resources, all their hard-earned resources, waiting for call-ins. Well, we'll see if it pays off. It might be too little too late, who knows.
That's everyone! Grenadiers ready!
Stuka repositioning, being forced to retreat. The Schwerer Panzer HQ did get up. If Honey Nuts were to support it with his Tiger, they actually probably would have a pretty hard to assault position, but Honey Nuts just continues to sort of do his own thing here in the north, which I don't know if they can afford to do after all the losses they've taken this game, after their disadvantage on the map control. But we'll see if he can make it work. Stuka Barrage going out again could be yet another really nice one. Oh, wiping a squad in the house, dealing pretty heavy damage on that stuff. Bringing that up to 35 kills. Every barrage, 7 kills, 8 kills. He needs to keep that up. It's definitely helping. And the Tiger, hopefully the Tiger will have a similarly dramatic impact. Although there is an IS-2 on the field from Part-Time Ninja. And just look at the Katyusha by comparison. Katyusha has been on the field almost just as long as the Stuka, but it's only got 8 kills. So it just goes to show that those indirect fire, like exactly how you place and time your barrages is just huge. Of course, the Stuka is so much more reliable. Very little scatter. Whereas the Katyusha is just like, may as well be a slot machine, it's so random. Oh geez, that demo charge is making me nervous. I'm really surprised that that hasn't been detonated. This is probably in the fog though. I think this is in the fog. Yeah, he has no idea what's standing on that. Katyusha also going out in this area? I think, yeah, over here. I think I heard some stuff getting hit by that, but I'm not positive. T-34 moving up with Penal and Guard support, gonna sort of clash with Dusty's blob here, but there's an ISU 152 on the field, so Spark Trooper and Part-Time Ninja trying to dish out a little bit of what they took last game. Probably weren't too happy about all that ISU and ISU spam, so now they themselves are throwing that on the field. Oh geez, that Tiger is just massively out of position. What is he thinking? He's gonna get buttoned, he's gonna get AT grenaded, IS-2 on the flank, IS-2 or ISU firing from the front. Oh no, Honey Nuts, what are you doing? Oh, and then he hits a mine. What was he thinking? Oh my goodness. So overextended. Oh, it was actually abandoned for a split second there. If the ISU had not fired, I think Honey Nuts would have just given the Allies a Tiger. Which is yet another risk of sending a tank in unsupported with nothing in. Oh, and that Stuka barrage though. Wow, that Stuka barrage. Holy shit. That is 44 kills. I think that's the highest kill count I've seen on a Stuka this tournament, and that's at the 25-minute mark. Jeez, that Stuka is the only thing keeping the Axis in the game right now. It is the only thing. Still, there's an ISU on the field. Honey Nuts just like threw his tank away for no reason. Definitely should have been using it in the south to support his teammate. Definitely should have done that. Or at least been a little more conservative with it, but oh well. Panzer Schwerer HQ firing, and a bombing run coming in on nothing. That pack's gonna get cleared. Not before it gets one more shot off, though. Incendiary barrage blocking Dusty from charging. Buying his IS-2 a little more time to fire and harass the lead. Although Honey Nuts is just... Oh, no, there he goes. Notice just in time. Ooh, but he loses his Minesweeper in the process. That's a shame. That is definitely a shame considering his Tiger just hit a mine, causing it to die. Well, I'd say that pretty much speaks for itself. T-34 pushing back some infantry down here. Like I said, they just have no way of defending this position. That Schwer HQ stands no chance. No chance against this assault. Stuka firing, no. That one didn't actually do much. But I think I can forgive one bad barrage after like 5 consecutive perfect ones. T-34 struggling against the Schwer HQ penetration. ISU also defending here in the middle. Katyusha now up to 10 kills. Yeah, Katyusha just can't at all keep up with that Stuka this game, not even close. Which is surprising considering they're up against Fusiliers. You'd think that he'd be able to get some good barrages off. But hasn't worked out that way.
Here they come! Engineer standing by. Awaiting command.
Surprisingly, the Schwer HQ is actually going to get repaired, though. I'm surprised the Allies are being so hesitant. If they would just drive the ISU just right up, I really don't think there would be anything that could stop them from just bombing it into submission. It's not like it's that far away. You can just drive it a few more feet to the south and start firing on all of this stuff. Katyusha barrage firing. Yeah, inflicted a few kills, actually. 4 kills. Not terrible. IS-2 getting repaired. Flamethrower doing what it can here. Looks like the Allies just have a really strong advantage. I don't know. I think it could be tough for the Axis to come back from this. Losing that Tiger was a heavy blow to their economy, really. It's going to be hard to compete with the ISUs and the IS-2s that are just going to keep coming. Soviets both have over 250 fuel in the bank right now, so they're both getting very close to their next heavy call-in. The Axis are holding on to this defensive position better than I thought they'd be able to at this point. Mostly I think because the ISU is just not really fighting in that area. Instead he's using it up here in the north to deter pushes. Looks like we have assault artillery getting called in right here. Interesting. I honestly think that that's like a terrible ability. It's so expensive and like gives a massive amount of warning. It's pretty much like even a hugely entrenched position in the sector will probably be fine. It's probably one of the worst artillery abilities in the game, in my opinion. Probably comparable to like time on target artillery, for example. Or major artillery. No, major artillery is worse. Who are we kidding? Grenadiers taking some territory up here in the north, trying to get the victory points under control. I mean, it's so just massive advantage to the Allies right now. 490 to 163. The Axis are so behind. ISU firing.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
What was that? Something just died. I don't know what it was. Something just died. Huh. Fighting continues in the middle. Incendiary artillery going down on those Panzer Fusiliers, forcing a retreat. Katyusha firing on those Volksgrenadiers. An army of packs making its way across the bottom, unsupported. That is asking for trouble. Like one squad of shock troops. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? I mean, he's gonna get really nice damage off on that IS-2, but like, I really think this is a bad idea. Bombing run. Okay. Well, so much for that idea. Stuka barrage going off over here. IS-2 just charging in. Both of them are actually at pretty high health, and the only thing here to deter them now is 2 Raket Morphers. Oh, and this pack, actually. But I think Part-Time Ninja is just going to pull back. Not get too greedy here. I think I would be pretty happy with just clearing out 3 packs, so that's pretty big deal. In fact, I might even stick around and destroy them if I thought I could. Maybe not. Nope, pulling away to prepare, heal up. Meanwhile, map control pretty securely in Allied hands here in the north. ISU is up to only 12 kills because he really hasn't been using it all that much. He's just kind of been driving it around. Again, I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't just been like parking it like right here and just blasting everything. He's just being super passive with it, super defensive. Backing up even at the sight of a single Panzerschreck. Pack gets recruited. That could be the end of that IS-2. Oh, nope. That one decrews it again just in time. Oh, jeez. He's going to repair in the incendiary barrage. What is he doing? I guess it ended. Oh, he retreats it anyway, though. Katyusha barrage firing in this area. Lots of Fusiliers moving up to try and take the middle, but they're kind of charging right into an ISU. It's just not going to end well. And finally, there goes the Schwer Panzer HQ. It honestly held out a lot longer than I thought it would. But there it goes. Stuka firing. Taking out a Maxim machine gun. Oh no! Oh. Thought that IS-2 was going to go in deep. Apparently, the Pack and Shrek were enough to make him change his mind. And I think he could have gotten that Stuka, but he probably would have lost his IS-2 in the process, and I guess that wouldn't have been worth it. Although I think that Stuka has probably been pretty annoying. Although it's kind of fizzled out here in the last 6 minutes or so. It's only gotten like 6 kills. Maybe that's because there just aren't enough targets for it anymore. It's already wiped out most of the infantry and team weapons. Or at least their opponents aren't blobbing nearly as hard as they were before. Oops. That's not good. Not sure what Dusty's plan was there. Building get taken out by the ISU once again. Pack getting recruited by penal battalions. Oh, so much for that. And another ISU has been produced by Spark Trooper and is using it too. Fire on squads here. More may want to retreat, or not. Panzer Fusiliers moving up with Sturmoffizier support. Stuka firing once again. Probably on, I don't know, shocks, I guess. Oh. Unfortunately, there's still a Vet 3 squad of penals here for him to punch through. This officer model might die. Oh. Oh, Katyusha got a little overly aggressive right there. It actually goes down to a Panzerfaust, I think. Still only 75 points remain. Allies have a massive territory advantage. Every single time the Axis pushes, they just are walking into a wall of heavy tanks. And ISU fire. And the Tom machine gun is actually pretty annoying too. It means even if you are somehow lucky enough that the actual shot misses, the machine gun on top is still going to bleed you. And it can shoot down planes. What can't it do? And there goes the Stuka. Finally, its reign of terror is put to an end. Honestly, that IS-2 could probably dive the base and like end the game right now. There's nothing that could stop it. It's just Dusty's just been bled too hard. And now I don't think there's gonna be any coming back from this. I mean, if we take a look, he does have like a lot of fuel. I mean, that's not so much. He's purchased another Tiger, but I don't know. Maybe Dusty's thinking about King Tiger or something. But at this rate, the game's gonna end before you can afford one. His fuel income has been slowed so severely. I guess he could. Yeah, he already. In fact, this is his fuel income with fuel transfer on. Should explain why he only has 7 munitions coming in. So really hurting for resources. I can't believe Honey Nuts still hasn't supported his teammate with a Tiger. I think sending it north solo is probably not the best plan. Although, even a coordinated push at this point is like really unlikely to succeed. They'd have, once again, the only way they can win at this point is if their opponent makes a really critical mistake, and then follows that critical mistake up with like a lot more critical mistakes. There goes that squad. And perhaps on cue, Honey Nuts is sending his Tiger to support his teammates, so that's good to see, I guess. Nice flank coming in here from that IS-2 though. SU-76 hitting the field. That 36-minute SU-76 is just too overpowered, and as soon as Dusty and Honey Nuts see it, they know it's GG, because they just can't stop the power of the SU-76. Nine points remaining, clock ticking out, and Axis being fully routed, nothing they can do here. And that's the very first time that I've seen an SU-76 purchased by the winning team. And there's no denying it had a massive impact on the game. As soon as the Axis saw it, they surrendered. That's how dramatic that SU-76's entrance was. Alright, well that means that we're going to be going into Game 3. Since the Allies won last game, and the Allies won again this game, so one win for both of these teams. We're going to go into Game 3 right away. Stick around.